And hello, everyone. Welcome to FSP episode. Let's see, what are we on now? Oh, shoot, I lost it. Episode number.
So,
I always do this.
1, 2,
125.
25, yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Every single time I look at it, I'm like, episode 120. We have 3 shows, so it's hard to remember what's what. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I
This
got
one
it now.
was this the last show we did, or
Yes.
was
Yeah.
okay? Because it was Xbox Ultimate first, then Fun Pop for a
And
little
Fun Pop.
bit, and then this one, I guess.
Well, then PM and then FSP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's 125 of our 4th show that we started here. That's a lot of shows. It's hard to remember the episode numbers, but I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope everybody had a good weekend. It's here December 9th, which is officially actually Indiana Jones and the Great Circle launch day. It actually hit Game Pass like last night at some point. But yeah, I had some time with
7
that
p.m.
today. So yeah, it was weird. Like I guess maybe they just went with the global launch for like UK time or something, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Not exactly sure, but anyway, hey, worked for a lot of us that have been waiting on it to be able to play last night. A good several hours before the official 9th or whatever. But yeah, it's a game's been making the rounds as far as news because everybody loves Indiana Jones. And the last time we've had anything Indiana Jones that everybody's loved, it's been a long time. So it's really cool to see that. But I hope everyone's having an awesome day today. And today we're joined by the amazing Fuzzy Belvedere. How you doing, Fuzz?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here with you guys. Man, just so many games, not enough time. But man, we got a special one with Indiana Jones now. So
Yeah.
like I said, I wish it would have made it for the nomination because I'm pretty sure it was in playable state by the cutoff. But hey, it'll get nominated next year because it'll be coming to PlayStation, and they better not forget because otherwise it'll be pitchforks and whatnot after Keeley. So
Yeah, it's like even a little bit suckier now seeing how much praise Indiana Jones had that it's not going to be part of the Game Awards, right? I think it definitely would have been nominated if not for Game of the Year, which I think it had a very good chance at getting nominated for Game of the Year, but several other categories as well. You could have best performance, you could have best narrative, you could have like best game design, a best adventure action game, like there's several different categories. I'd like easily see that replacing other nominations that are in there at the Game Awards, but slim chance maybe because it's getting a PlayStation release next year that people remember it this time. And, for being eligible in 2025, we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But 2025 is stacked as well. So it'll be a very competitive 2025 for gaming.
Yeah, this would have been the year.
This would have been a better. But Xbox has several other games that could end up being there next year as well. How you doing, 3-Bit? What's up, man?
Doing pretty good, man. I've been in Indiana Jones land. I've been playing it since yesterday. So right before Pixelated Echoes, I jumped on it. I only got to play like 5 minutes, and I was like itching to play it that whole episode. I'm like, ooh, just once this show is over, I'm gonna play it. And I got more of a chance to play it today, and I'm about, I don't know, 7 or so hours in. I'm on like the 3rd level, I guess. Really cool. I'm sure we're gonna get into it, so I won't spoil my thoughts too much. But wow, it's jumping up my Game of the Year list for sure. So
Yeah,
really cool. Glad to be here. I've been playing that. I've been playing Overcooked with family. I would say for those who are considering playing Overcooked with family, to play the first one. I don't know about the second. The second will lead to more arguments. than the first.
I
Just
I heard you say that last night on Pixelated
yeah,
Xbox. Yeah,
yeah,
I was
it's
lurking.
true. It's true just because there's a lot more mechanics and stuff in the second one. It's like they're basically like, hey, you learned everything in the first overcooked. Cool. Now we're gonna amp that up. Now you can throw food. Now you can steam food and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been playing that with family, and yeah, it's been a good week overall for games and real life situations and stuff also happening. A lot of things going on, but overall, good weekend.
Yeah, man. Speaking of game releases, also, Path of Exile 2 launched into early access, and
Yeah,
uh, man, if we didn't have XUP last week and Pong just keep raving about it constantly. In the
yeah,
DMs, he's been raving about it on Twitter. He's making all these posts, but like just e- hearing everything that he was enjoying on that show last week, and seeing all the excitement for people that I know like those kind of games, right? Talking about how good it is. My FOMO got the best of me. FOMO got the best of me. I was like, I'll probably end up waiting on it for a while just because Indiana Jones was coming out and I'm still into Stalker and all these other kind of things, but
yeah.
I just couldn't, dude. So I played it Path of Exile 2 this weekend. I ended up being able to play some with Pong as well. And yeah, dude, that game is ridiculously good. If you like ARPGs, it is insane, like, the effects, the way that your abilities, the control that you have with the controller with, like, I mean, just, like, overall, just every aspect of this game has been awesome. Now, it's early access, I did have, 1 crash, right? I got it on Xbox. I had 1 crash, it's the only issue I've had, but yeah, it's been absolutely awesome so far, dude. I'm playing as a monk, and I'm still kind of figuring out which abilities I like the most. But the way they do the abilities in that game compared to like Diablo is very different.
Mhm.
And I wasn't like I think I played a little bit of the first Path of Exile, but I didn't really ever get like super into it. But like this one is gonna get its hooks into me, for sure. So overall, if you guys have been waiting on Path of Exile 2 or you're curious about it, I highly recommend it, especially if you're into ARPGs and stuff. It's it's very Diablo-esque, but it's also very different in a lot of ways. But it also kind of captures some of like the glory days of Diablo in some ways, right?
Mhm.
Diablo 2 vibes with the aesthetic and the feel of the game for sure. Um but the way that you do the abilities and stuff and with the weapons and the skills is just different and the skill tree, holy crap, bro. Like I kind of was like almost had a moment of regret when I like actually took a moment and I decided for the first time to zoom out and look at the entire skill tree.
Mhm.
'Cause, like, I'm not the spreadsheet guy. I'm not the one that likes to have to, like, think about all these builds too much. I just kinda, like, choosing something and going with the flow.
Mhm.
But this one, I'm thinking, like, "Wow, I'm gonna really actually have to read all this shit and see which direction I wanna go." But it's, yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Um, and then I did have a chance today, finally, to put some time into Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, are we jumping straight into that, or what are
Yeah, I
we
just
doing?
wanna let's just jump into it, man, because, like, first off, like, I played it on PC, right,
Mhm.
first, because I wanted to see it in all of its glory with, like, everything, like, maxed out on ultra and all that kinda stuff, right? But at my first impression is, like, holy optimization, right? Because my PC is pretty good, I can run things pretty great, but, like, not a hitch with frame rate during gameplay or anything like that, it was set to, native 4K, and I had it with like all the ultra stuff, and I just turned on VSync and put the 60 frames limit on, and like it was like just ultra smooth, man. My eyes were popping out of my skull. And what's
Yep.
cool too is if you run native 4K because it has the cinema mode in there in the
Mhm.
game, like you can actually run like native 4K and still use the ultra wide, right? It actually takes away the borders that way. Or if you choose, you can do the 21 by 9. Either way, it works the same. But yeah, the man, it was absolutely glorious. Opening was super immersive. No spoilers here, but the way that they present the opening thing, and there's been plenty of outlets that have been spoiling the opening, but I won't do it here. But what you get to do there, it kind of like invites you into Indiana Jones, and you really get that feeling of recreating what Indiana Jones is. And then it takes you into like the new story, man, and um yeah, it looks great. I'm not super far into it or anything, so, who knows? It could fall apart, but I don't think so based on what everybody else is saying. I think in my experience, based on what everybody's saying, is like it's just gonna keep getting better and better and better, right? So, but yeah,
Yeah.
graphics are great, optimization is awesome. Like, this is how a game's supposed to launch, you know? How a game's
Yeah.
supposed to launch.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
especially a big
Same.
game like this. So, but kudos to Machine Games, man. They seem like they've done it. Have you had time to put into indie yet, Fuzzy?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm roughly about same as 3-bit now, with like about 7 hours in, working my way through the third location. Um, the biggest thing is I wasn't expecting this game to be this much as far as the level of detail, the freedom of roaming around. Like I completely went off script or went off path on the first area, and I was like, oh, there's a river. Let me follow the river. Oh, there's a pond. Let me see what's on the other side of it, and found a few artifacts and things like that. So
Oh, I didn't do that. Shoot.
so go anywhere you think you can, like if you can climb or jump on a rock to get over to somewhere, do it, because there's probably something over there. Um, the interaction with just random things that you find at, well, without spoiling it, once you move past the first area, it's like if you see a candlestick or a bottle or a shovel or a broomstick or any of those things, yeah, you can throw it, hit the enemies with it, use it as a decoy, whatever you want to do, you can basically do. And I like the fact that you can go full stealth if you want, or I just like throwing the bottles at the people instead of throwing them in the opposite direction. So just been having fun with that. And then going off path, you have the options of, like, sometimes you'll encounter a store where you might buy a book or a map or something along those lines. So there's just so much to this game. Like, I was expecting more of an on rails, like Rise of the Tomb Raider, but in first person. It's so much more. And the first person's perspective definitely immerses you. Like, looking around for stuff to grab to either use as a weapon or to find certain things, or while you're figuring out puzzles, really fits this game. The third person part is cool. Hearing people say that they've data mined it, so there is possibly a third person mode, but I'm not too worried about that. I actually loved the first person perspective melee combat. Like, I know some reviewers have said it gets a little repetitive. That's on you. You have a whip, you have your fists, and you have your pistol. So get creative with that combination, and don't throw too many punches because you'll get a little winded and it'll make it a lot harder for you. But yeah, it's early on, it's awesome, and I know it's going to get better from here on out as far as things you discover. There's a wide range of difficulty levels and things like that, but man, I'm playing it on, was it medium or whatever the normal
Yeah.
mode is.
I think
Yeah.
it's moderate is what it
Yeah,
says, yeah.
Yeah. Same.
I didn't want too many enemies overwhelming me. Like, it's fine with having like 3 to 4 in front of you and like another couple of them, rushing to help them out, kind of thing. But yeah, this game is awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it definitely it deserved to be in the conversation for game of the year this year, but we'll see what it does next year.
We'll see. Yeah, the other takeaway is like just the story so far is like super captivating and engaging, and I'm really early on with it, but like
Mhm.
gives me the motivation to continue with that. But there's like little nods to like the overarching story of Indiana Jones that we're familiar with all the movies and stuff, that kind of like tie the character to everything that's happened in the past. And if you're a fan of the movies, like you're already invested in the story and the characters and the people, and like just seeing the character, like other characters in the game that you're already familiar with, or nods to them, right? Or like it's awesome to actually play this game from the perspective of being Indiana Jones, because it's like you're experiencing all this stuff for the first time in this game. This is and again, early on, but it's the best Indiana Jones thing so far for me, that has existed since the original trilogy, right? And I can't wait to there's a potential that when I get finished with this game, this could end up being the best Indiana Jones experience of them all, which would be really crazy to say. But it wouldn't be that far fetched to say either, because in movies you're limited, right? Just in the medium, you're limited to watching a set story over a period of a couple hours or whatever, right? But this is different, right? Not only is it a much larger story, but you actually getting to partake and do everything and seeing all the nods to other stuff from the universe and stuff is like makes it feel within, like, it makes it feel true to, and it makes it feel like I'm part of everything else that already exists, but we're getting to experience it in a completely different way, which
Yep.
is super awesome. Overall, your thoughts, like, as a first off, as a person who's worked in development, like, 3-bit, like, um, how is it impressive to you what they've done with the game and the optimization, graphics, and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, it's like it's way better than of a game than I thought it would be. And as I've been playing it, like I've played the opening section, the first level, things kind of open up without me spoiling too much in the first level. But man, oh man, does it open up even further in the later levels. So really search around. It rewards you in a lot of ways. It just rewards you for like looking out and what Fuzzy was saying, like jump on that mountain, go research things. Development wise, it's really impressive to me because you could tell they did their research on the character, down to Troy Baker, who did a fantastic performance in this, especially like later on. He had some quips. I'm like, that is indie. Like, I'm not going to spoil what happens and stuff like that. I really want to, but there's a lot of moments where I'm like, yeah, that they are understanding the character, that is Indiana Jones. He's not the Rambo out there. He just so happens to be put in these situations because he's very passionate um, about artifacts and finding out the truth in our history. And I think they do a really good job at like showing his character, throughout the story, and the performances only amp that up even more. Like, not only does Troy Baker do a great job, the supporting cast, the villain, um, the main girl that you're with as well. I was worried that she would be like in a Atreus kind of situation where she's like, click on the thing or click on the thing. I'm like, shut up. Like, I know, you know? Um, and I think like so far she's really good. She's really well written, and they're kind of like um the talk between Indiana Jones and her. I'm liking their dialogue, and it feels natural. It doesn't feel like forced, like she's like a forced character or anything like that. Like the way they are intertwining her story and where the story is going is just, you could tell they took a lot of care and thought into the game in itself. You just tell a lot of people who are passionate about Indiana Jones said, let's make a really true Indiana Jones game. And I said this before on probably this show, where I felt like it was really smart for them to not do third person fully. There are third person sections and stuff like that, but not to do it fully because it would just be compared endlessly to Uncharted and other games, Tomb Raider. And then you'll just have comparison videos from probably from like IGN being like, this is why Indiana Jones is better, or this was why Tomb Raider is better. It just leads to kind of toxic comparisons to kind of what people are doing somewhat online now. Like, look at this punch animation, is not as good. I will say, when I'm playing the game, it is such a fun experience. Like when I'm punching somebody, I always wondered what it was gonna feel like. Like it looked good in the trailers and stuff like that. But when I'm actually like sneaking in like a Nazi base and I get caught, because that always happens. I'm like, oh shoot, and then I have to brawl it out. It feels really good. The sound effects are amazing. I think the ID engine, this is something we brought up on the show last night. Um, it is bringing up another branch of conversation of the Unreal Engine versus the ID engine, and how optimized this game is kind of bringing into conversation like, why is Unreal Engine struggling with these type of games, and then here you have something like Indiana Jones, where it's like probably the most optimized game we've seen in quite some time from like a AAA studio. So definitely they've killed it on a lot of fronts. It's funny. It's smart in its puzzles. Like I know there was this one puzzle I was stuck on, but I wasn't frustrated with like because it was badly designed or anything. I didn't want any hints. I'm like, I'm gonna figure this freaking puzzle. And I like feeling that way because I like feeling smart in solving it myself. And the puzzles in this game are great. The level design is fantastic. It encourages you to explore. Like you can go the linear path. And I've seen a lot of reviewers who beat the game. It seems like pretty early. I don't know. Maybe they just had an earlier copy, but now that I'm playing the game, there is a ton to do. I don't know how I'm going to beat this game like quickly. I don't see that happening. There's just a lot of side missions. The side missions feel like main missions. So it's I have a lot of praise for this game. This is why it's slowly climbing up to my game of the year so far. And the more I'm playing it, the better it's getting. So it's just constantly going up in a roller coaster. Right now, like the first level, I was happy with, and it was like fun, whatever. But these next few levels, it's just getting better and better. So I'm curious to see where it goes from here. But overall, I'm really liking it. I would say my game of the year. I don't know what it would be, but it's definitely climbing. So I'm really enjoying it, and I hope everyone gets to play it and enjoy it for themselves as well.
Well, it's in Game Pass, which I bet almost everybody that watches our show has a subscription to. So, yeah, give it a go. If it's something you've been waiting on, I wouldn't wait too long. It's gonna be one that I think one of these games that's always talked about. Like, oh, it was amazing, and I wonder too, like with the now, obviously, sales are always going to matter and how well it does with all that kind of stuff. But just the overall praise, if this could be something that Machine Games would want to return to, for a sequel. Because I think it's good for the Indiana Jones brand as well. Like seeing this kind of praise all over this, like right now, you got to think that Lucas film and Disney and everybody, they're all super happy about this, right? The
Yeah.
praise this is getting. So you never know, right? Or what could happen in the future. There is planned DLC as well that you get if you got the early access upgrade or the like the premium upgrade version or whatever. Then you'll get access to that as well. But I don't know when that's slated for. I'm guessing 6 months from now, year from now, something like that. Who knows exactly? But yeah, something to look forward to as well with this game. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
Machine Games cooked, and it makes me also wonder: did they have a was maybe I see Special Nick in the chat. Maybe he would know this, but like I remember everybody was wondering about Wolfenstein 4, right?
Yeah.
Like, or wait, Wolfenstein is it 3? Wolfenstein 3.
Yeah,
I don't even
3.
remember what 3.
Let's see. There's 2, and then there was Old Blood.
Yeah, so it'd be 3, right?
Oh yeah, 3.
I wonder if there's been another team working on another Wolfenstein game as well at all along. So that would be cool if we wouldn't have to wait as long for another Machine Games game at this point, but we'll have to wait and see. The Nick's
Yeah.
like, not even watching Colt, he's a loser. I'm watching you guys. Shout out to Colt and Mag, who're still live over there, I think. Yeah, Wolfenstein 3. Yeah. It'd be
Didn't
awesome
they
to see.
expand the team? Like I
I
think they
thought
have like a
see
second team now or something.
I thought that was the case. I thought that they had like I thought they had like 2 teams, but that was early on when Indiana Jones was revealed and everybody was guessing that the next game was still going to be the next Wolfenstein.
Mhm.
And it was like, well, then they kind of came out and said that, their focus is on Indiana Jones or something like that, and it would be
Yeah.
a while. So I don't know how far they could be into something like that or not. I'm not sure how many teams they have or what amount of people they have working on what, but
Hmm.
it'd be cool if like 2 years from now we got like another Wolfenstein game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these Xbox studios have multiple teams. Like in
Mhm.
Exile has obviously they have not Clockwork Revolution, right? But supposedly they have another team as well. They're supposed to be more than one game studio. Obsidian obviously has multiple stuff that they do. So I'm curious what it looks like for machine games. But yeah.
Yeah, and I would say like later on in the game, you could really see Machine Games like DNA from like Riddick and Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Like it starts to come through. I'm like, yes. Again, I can't even say why some of these things, but it's good.
Yeah,
good.
that was my thing too. Like all along, was ever since we found out they're working on it and knowing the lineage of Machine Games back to Starbreeze, right? And the games that they did with Riddick and the Darkness as well.
Did they do Darkness?
Yep.
Oh shoot, that makes
Yes,
sense.
sir. Yeah, it does make sense, right? As another,
Wow.
and then so they left, and the founders had left, and they started Machine Games, and they took over Wolfenstein, and then hit another home run with another IP that wasn't originally theirs, right?
Yeah.
So they just really these guys haven't missed any time they've had to take over something that was beloved.
This is their second licensed IP as well, I think, right? Well, let's see.
For Machine
Because
Games, it
Riddick
would be
was
their first, right? But
Yeah.
at Starbreeze, they did Riddick and the Darkness, which were both licensed because
right.
The Darkness was a comic, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's true. And I guess Wolfenstein they were taking over from ID Tech, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because it
Was
was
it 3D Realms or id?
that's
Id
what I'm
did
trying to.
Wolfenstein.
It-
Id did
yeah.
Wolfenstein. Yeah.
It did
3D Realms is Duke
Wolfenstein.
Nukem. Id did Wolfenstein and Doom. So
Yes.
Id was busy with Doom. Machine Games got put on Wolfenstein.
Yeah. Interesting. Like just their DNA and getting to see what they worked on in the past and how they evolved to what they are now is just fascinating. The whole like if you guys are interested, everybody in your chat, like ID Tech, they have a couple great documentaries of like how they became who they are today as the founders of FPS shooters. Super cool. Go check those out. But Machine Games, they definitely cooked with this game. Like the environments, the lighting, the hair system too. Like I was looking at the Indiana Jones hair in one of the scenes. I'm like, dang, that looks really good. It's like blowing in the wind and stuff like that. I'm like, I wonder what they use because there's a lot of ways to do hair, and then I looked at Digital Foundry. There's like it's just a regular hair card system. So most games nowadays, how they do hair, it's basically if you take a bunch of like if you look at older games where you see trees and it's flat. You ever look at a tree in a game, you turn around and it like follows you. That's pretty much how they do hair in modern day games. It's basically just really smart textures of just flat planes until it looks like hair. They're transparent like pictures. So the fact that they made that is just a regular hair card system, make it look that good, I was like, dang, like they're taking techniques they've used in the past and they're just improving upon that to the point where a lot of things feel next gen. And it's very impressive. So
Yeah. It seems like hair tech in games is evolving. 'Cause I remember
yeah,
I seen the Twitter video of
Dragon Age as well.
the Dragon Age one where like they're walking around like this just to make the hair whip around all over the place.
It's super
Um,
cool.
yeah, and I remember actually Tomb Raider was one of the ones that first really was it last gen or this gen or like with the update or something where
With
people were
Tomb
like,
Raider?
yeah, because like everybody was talking about Laura Cross hair and how it was like
Oh
moving and
yeah.
actually like flowing against things and
Well,
stuff.
they had the regular Tomb Raider game, then they had a definitive edition update where they updated the hair. I don't remember when that happened. I guess it was somewhere around Xbox One X or something like that. And then it improved even more with the newer systems. But I remember when that update came out because they changed her face too. I'm like, what the heck? You changed her face? It reminded me of like what they did with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
They completely changed the model of his face. But yeah, super cool.
Shout out to J Mac says who's a member for 26 months, man. 26 months, dude. It's a
Dang,
long ass time,
cool.
J Mac. Appreciate you, bro. Says truly a great game. Hashtag Graybeards in the building. XWO Xbox World Order. I'm guessing it's what that XWO is. Yeah, man. Xbox had a damn good 2024. All said and done, really damn good 2024. You had multiple game updates, big updates on games of service games. You had two big expansions of Shattered Space and Vessel of Hatred. You had Aura History Untold hit on PC. You had Age of Mythology Retold as well, which was amazing. Then you also had Hellblade 2 and Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Stalker 2 was an exclusive that hit Game Pass this year. Then you also now have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Overall, it's pretty damn impressive for one big platform holder with now multiple publishing arms to be producing, and all that's in Game Pass.
Yep.
Holy shit, man! Like it's a damn good year for me, bro. But
I
we
know
also
you were saying Stalker 2 is jumping up your game of the
oh,
year.
it's right now. Stalker 2 is my game of the year. Stalker 2
Yeah.
is incredible. I love it, dude. I like talk about immersiveness and like getting lost in the world and kind of like feeling like hey, what do I want to go do right now? You know, that's Stalker 2. But like when you're making those decisions, they always come with major risk. It was Stalker 2. So it's like, what do I want to do now? What's my least likely what's least likely gonna kill me? And but I still like it's like you're making decisions to go on an adventure or to like go check this out or do this mission or whatever. But then you're also got to think about what you're carrying, you know, like if you got enough supplies as well, you know, because you could get stuck in a horrible situation. When I decided to stream it the other day, I streamed it and I was like, shit, because I started walking off to like an objective and I was out in the middle of nowhere and I was like helping this little guy with this little this mission thing that popped up out of nowhere, right? And right after that, an immersion thing happened, an event, and I was in the middle of nowhere and I was encumbered, of course, because I always am. And there's just like the safe houses are all super far away, and I'm trying to make a decision where to go. So I start running, you know, and I'm uh, chugging Red Bulls like crazy, trying to get to where I need to go. And then I get to one, I think I'm good, but then the damn doors are locked. And there's like an mission inside of it, and there's all these monsters crawling on their legs. I die. Then my autosave is like further into the immersion, right? and it's like now all the skies are really dark red and stuff, and I'm like, oh shit,
So
where
it
do I go?
starts.
So I can't go to that building, or do I go there and try and see if I can't kill those monsters and get open the door? You know? So nope, didn't work out. I'll go a different way. I think I died like 15, 20 times trying to get out of that situation, bro. I ended up having to reload a save just a few minutes earlier
Mhm.
just to start running and figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that can happen in that game because, you know, I spent too much time just dilly-dallying out in the middle of nowhere, without having a knowing where I was or where I was planning to go, you know? So,
Yeah.
that can only happen in Stalker.
Yeah, that game is actually it's kind of scaring me right now. Because every time
Oh,
I play it, some things go down, and then my heart gets racing. And I'm like, "Whew!" I have to like press pause on
yeah, dude.
sometimes. But it's super good, man. I'm not as far as you guys, but I'm every time I play, something crazy happens. I get like rain. I have to, it's like toxic rain
Mhm.
and stuff. Like I'm gonna play indie right after indie. That's where I'm
Yeah.
at.
Same.
Um, yeah, I'm probably gonna spend a lot of time now with Indiana Jones, and in Path of Exile 2, and then get back to Stalker at some point. I hate leaving that game right now because I was enjoying it so much, but, like, I can't not play these other brand new games, you know? It's just what
Yeah.
it's all
It's
about.
gonna screw you up control wise. Maybe I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Whenever I jump to like a stalker game, then all of a sudden indie, I'm like, why can't I melee in indie? It's like, oh yeah, it's this button. You know, it screws me up every single time.
Yeah, I'm really bad with that. I think I have about a 3-day memory with the
Yeah,
control
I
schemes,
get what
except for,
days.
like, certain games like Halo and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But even Halo, like, if I go to, like, Halo 3, you know, that has, like, some different stuff,
Mhm.
you know, like, I'm like, "Oh, how do I do that again?" I don't
yeah.
remember some of the buttons in that one, but, yeah, dude, gaming is glorious for December, it's absolutely crazy. I also did try Marvel Rivals a little
I
bit,
did
not
too.
not much.
Yeah,
I don't even have
Yeah.
time.
I was impressed. Did you like it, 3-bit?
yeah. I was just playing the tutorial. So I was playing with different characters. Because I was like, I don't want to just jump into a sweaty match and then I just get wrecked. So played the tutorial with a lot of the different characters. Play as Wolverine, Spider-Man, and
You're cutting out. You like I think he
Button.
froze. Yeah, he's like froze for good now. We'll wait for his internet to come back. And when he comes back, he won't know that this happened, so it'll just be mid sentence. See? It's
am I
frozen
back?
now. Yeah, you're back. Yeah. You're good.
Okay. Um,
Now it's like sounds like you got like
I just
auto
played as
tune.
Wolverine and a
Like
couple of different T
um
Pain in the
yeah, you got
game.
T-Pain auto tune going on.
Yeah,
The
DJ
ghosts are
I
back.
Khaled.
wanna buy you a drink. Ooh,
Whoa, whoa.
I got
It's
money in
been
the
good.
bank.
Let me reset my stuff,
No, you're
and
good,
then
man.
you can continue.
Oh
Right
man.
on. Yeah, I was playing as I did like what I didn't do the tutorials like 3-bit was explaining how he tried every character in the tutorials, I think.
Mhm.
But I just hopped into a match as Captain America. Just like I'll figure this shit out, right? And we won, so it didn't go bad, you know? But yeah, it was like, okay, I get the Overwatch comparisons, but it was actually a lot but just how the characters controlled a little bit and the abilities, how it's based on superheroes and all this other kind of stuff. Like, yeah, obviously it's an Overwatch kind of clone, but it
Mhm.
feels different enough to make it feel like I have a reason to play it, right? And also because I'm a Marvel fan and I love all these characters, like they just resonate better with me anyway. I found it more fun to play as Captain America than I do like any of the Overwatch characters because the abilities are like related to, you know, Cap. You know, I can throw the
Yeah.
Yeah.
shield or I can run with it, and all that other kind of stuff. So I was having fun doing that. And I imagine I'm not saying I'm gonna play this a lot just because I don't really play a lot of hero shooters and stuff, but I could see if I was into that kind of game a lot, like this would be probably the one I would play the most. Um, out of the free to play hero shooter genre or whatever, and that game's
Yeah,
doing really well right now.
it's
So
solid.
it
I was
it
playing
is
as
super solid.
Wolverine. He's my main, I think, for right now. I was trying to play as Spider-Man, but Spider-Man is freaking his swinging is insane. Um but he was definitely fun to play too. But I think I mean I think Cap was the only one I didn't get to play as. But does
Yeah.
he just have a standard like shield throw? It comes
Yeah, I
back
mean,
to
you can
you
throw
kind of.
the shield, you can run with it and like and like block, you know.
Yeah.
You can jump up and you do like this like shield bash where you just kind of slam into the ground type deal. Um yeah, I mean it's pretty basic stuff, but it's all fun. But
Yeah.
like mainly with Cap, like you just get up on them and beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. And with Wolverine, like he has like the launch, right? Where he does that pose where he goes after somebody.
Yeah. He dives into
Um
with his claws. Yeah.
yeah, and if you hit somebody a certain amount of time, he can go enter this berserk mode where he basically slices you really
Does he
quickly.
say Berserker Barrage?
He should. I think he's just like but they missed opportunity there.
Yeah.
Um but then I played as a couple characters. I'm like, why can't I remember any Marvel character all of a sudden? Like who's in the Avengers? Like I can't think of a single character.
Who's in the Avengers? Who are
Yeah,
you? Do I even know you?
exactly. What the heck is going on? Why can't I
There's Captain
remember?
America, Iron Man.
Okay, Iron
You
Man. I
know, you got
played.
Black Widow.
Yeah, I played as Iron Man, which was he was pretty cool. Like he can float up, float down. You can do like missiles. He enters this quick flight mode where you can fly really quickly and you shoot missiles off of your back. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool game. I wonder how well it's gonna last. I know it has like 10 million players right now, but luckily the IP, a lot of people love Marvel IP, so
Yeah.
I hope it has long standingness to it.
Yeah. It's I mean overall it's quality though. Right? Like it's not like it's
Yeah.
like as a I said this about like X Defiant, like you're going after audience, you know, you're going after a certain kind of gamer. You know, you need to be as good or better than, right? So yeah, Marvel Rivals going after obviously Overwatch and that whole audience, right? The same audience that Concord was going after,
Yep.
you know. But you know, and obviously they have the whole Marvel characters to help out. But if it sucked ass and it was just kind of just good, it wouldn't be doing as well as it is.
Yeah, I
Players would
think
have just easily moved on from it.
the problem with a game like Concord was the fact that the characters were just generic. Like no one cared about the characters in Concord because they just looked like AI concept art. It was
Yeah.
just bad. So when you're entering a space like this and you have characters that people already resonate with, and you get to jump as a character like Captain America, you're like, oh, okay, so I know Captain America. He should be able to throw his shield, should be able to like do certain things. If I'm Wolverine, I want to have my claws, right? Getting out. Maybe he has little healing things or however they want to handle that. Iron Man, Spider-Man, like these are characters that people already know that they could resonate with. So it's all about like attacking that familiarity with actual game mechanics. And I think they did a really great job from what I played in the tutorial section. I haven't played like a full match yet, just because indie is capturing my attention. So we'll see, but it seems like they did a really good job. And I don't even know who this developer is. Like, is it NetEase?
NetEase, I don't know if that's the publisher or I mean I think NetEase Games is the publisher, but I'm not sure on the developer. But it's a Chinese developer, I think.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure. I didn't do too much research on it. I just know it's
Yeah,
awesome. Like
yeah, it's fun.
it's a fun game. And they did, yeah. Alvin hit us with a $2 super chat. says, rival servers launch like a SR-71 Blackbird. Can you fly with the SR-71 Blackbird, Alvin, in Flight Sim?
I think you might have to buy it in the store. I don't think it comes standard with the game. Or at least it was the case with first Flight Sim. I don't know if it's in 2024 or not. But that's that big jet that Cobra used to base theirs off of with the little plane on the back, but it doesn't have the little plane on the back. It was like our best spy plane that was like supersonic, super fast. Just they're barely retiring them now. That's how good that plane was designed back then. I think it was Lockheed, if I'm not mistaken. They came up with a whole engine that can work in space, basically.
Thank you. Seems like they use the servers. It's amazing when you use a beta to actually improve your game. I love when that happens, because when you get a game like Concord and you don't learn anything from your beta, you're just like, let me just look at the beta numbers. Oh, it's pretty bad. Let me continue with exactly what I'm doing and don't change anything. Don't course correct or anything. So it seems like from the beta, like a lot of people that I know who played the beta really liked it. And so when the game launched, they were ready. So always a good feeling when that happens.
Yeah, sure. Be Nice says, feel all the companies releasing shooters need to build the brand first and not try to go after Fortnite and COD money with all these high cosmetic or accessory prices out the gate. Example, X Defiant. Yeah. I agree. Like it's an interesting thing out there because I think a lot of it just comes from the quality of the game and how it resonates with the fan base that go into it. Like Marvel Rivals is like the best way to launch a game like that, but not every publisher developer is going to be able to do that, right? So some of them, like X Defiant, which was Ubisoft, they had all these testing things going forever, right? And they got a lot of feedback. They ended up launching okay, but the game was always just good, right? Like, and if you're going after Call of Duty and you're actually say you're going after Call of Duty players and stuff, like you have to be great or better than, and it's just was never that. So I saw X Defiant failing from the get go. Um, while Marvel Rivals is, I would say, plays as good as Overwatch, and so if you're more interested in the Marvel characters, then that's something that's going in your favor. Plus, also, I don't think they're being egregious from what I saw on some of the pricing on some of the stuff that they had. Now, you could go the other way, and if you want to build a brand up, yeah, you start small and don't expect the world out of your game, right? And don't have all these crazy expectations, but you start small and grow it from there. That's another way you could do it. Um, but yeah, so many of these games come out and fail. But we've had 2 free to play games just launch. One of them early access with the $30 early access with Path of Exile 2. Then we just had Marvel Rivals drop, which is in a crazy competitive space. Path of Exile 2 is kind of unique in the fact that it's an ARPG game that's free to play. So like its biggest competition is like a full price game in Diablo, right? So there's like a advantage a little bit just to get players to try it, over something like Overwatch that's already free to play as well. So they have a hard time getting to play it. But 2 massive successful launches in this genre of free, or not genre, but a model of free to play, what everybody says is like too competitive to compete. But hey, managed in December of this year, 2 different companies figured it out with 2 of the biggest launches we've had this year, right? And that kind of gets me going to the Game Awards again because it's not just Indiana Jones that gets slighted from missing the cutoff date to the Game Awards. It's also these other games, right? Uh, Path of Exile 2. It's an early access, but being that there's no fucking rules at the Game Awards, I feel like it could have ended up being nominated for multiplayer game of the year anyway, as well as Marvel Rivals probably would have been there. Sure.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just interesting seeing that we're in this spot at the Game Awards where you have all these games releasing in December that are releasing this year, and some of the biggest launches of the year not get considered for anything just because of when they launch. And you
Mhm.
can put that on the games for saying, well, you missed the mark. You should have launched earlier. Well, I don't want games to release dictated on a Game Awards schedule. I want them to release when they're ready,
Yeah.
right? And overall, the legitimacy of the awards show will never be 100%
No,
because
not until
you're
it's in January.
in any show where you are automatically discounting multiple big game releases of the year, which happens every year now, is illegitimate. And for multiple categories, multiple nominations, multiple awards, Indiana Jones, Marvel Rivals, and also Path of Exile 2 cannot really be considered for anything at this show. And unfortunately, most likely won't be next year either, except for potentially maybe best ongoing game for the
With
multiplayer
GTA
ones or something
6
like
and all
that.
these other games coming out next year, I don't think it's gonna pop up.
Well,
Yeah. Oh no.
I
'Cause
have a theory
historically, it
on
hasn't.
that. Well, here's the thing. If GTA winds up being like, let's say, a November release as opposed to a September release, like late November, where it definitely misses their quote unquote cutoff, let's see if Keeley makes an exception for that. I have a
No, all
feeling
of a
he
sudden there'll be a
will.
rule. We're like, oh, well, this year we're adding.
Yeah, we know it's the most anticipated game, and since it's in a playable state and reviewers have had a chance to get hands on, we'll find a way to get it, in the game of the year nomination. Watch him change the rules just for that game,
If
and then
if GTA 6 comes out December 7th or something, you mean?
yeah, like any time from, I would say, mid-November on until like Christmas time, I have a feeling he's going to change the rules to get that game included in the thing, because it'll just be so much of the talk of December anyway, that him not having a mention beyond most anticipated is going to be like a loss of viewership for him, because people are going to be either busy playing the game or watching streamers as opposed to watching his awards. So
Yeah.
he's going to find a way.
Alvin said, "Remember, Indy gets a re-release next spring to keep it fresh." Yeah, that's the one thing we keep mentioning. Like, because it's coming, that one's coming out to PlayStation. That has a better chance at getting acknowledgement next year and being remembered as, hey, this is within this eligibility, right? But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna get the credit next year. I honestly maybe not even get nominated for anything, but it does have a better chance because of that. I will say.
Mhm.
But if it was this year, it would have been nominated for numerous things. Yeah, and you're right, Fuzz. There's no, if GTA 6 actually launches next year at any point before the Game Awards airs, like there's almost no way it won't be considered somehow. Like he would have to already announce the actual like nominations and stuff for it to not be. It'd have to come out after that date.
Yeah.
And even then, I wonder if there'd be like some kind of revision or something like that. Actually, the biggest game of the year is undoubtedly this game, so we had to make some changes this year. It's unprecedented we ever have to do something like this, but it's only fair to gamers and to the industry to make sure we include the year's biggest game. You can see it right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See it right now.
Yeah.
Due to unprecedented requests from the industry and games journalism, writing me emails and sending me ats on Twitter and Blue Sky, I had to make this tough decision to
I can like see it
retroactively
now. Oh my
include
gosh.
GTA 6.
Yeah.
Do we actually think it hits next year? So there was actually a little GTA 6 news that hit today from the one and
Oh.
only Jason. He said that they've missed multiple deadlines, which,
Like an internal deadlines?
yeah, big deadlines, but they're still on track, or they're still hoping for 2025 release, or shooting for 2025 release.
I honestly
Good.
think it misses 2025, but I would like to see Keeley squirm in thinking that it makes it in time for the show, and then sorry, yellow card on Twitter.
Eh,
Yeah.
Uh,
It's hard because I know there was an investor call where they talked about it making it next year, but and I mean that's a better indicator than most things, like because
mhm.
investors they like money. So we'll see. But it's also like it's Rockstar, it's GTA, it's one of the biggest games, it's probably gonna be the biggest game ever made. So I can see it skipping a year at the same time for polish or whatever reasons.
yeah.
So we'll see. But they say they're on track from what I've seen so far.
Hmm, interesting. And we'll have to wait and see. It's like I'm like 50-50 on it. Like I feel like there'll be something next year where they're like, okay, we need a little bit more time, and then they're like, okay, let's just do it. 2026. Yeah, it sucks, but it's what's best. I can see that happening,
Mhm.
or I can see the alternate happening. We just need to launch this fucking game this year, no matter what. We've been doing this shit for 10 years, and we can't wait any longer. Like, people are gonna not care if it has bugs. They're gonna play GTA 6, and just they'll worry about updating it, and they'll release it even if it's janky or buggy or whatever. I could see that happening also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Either
But
way,
then you already spent like from it was rumored they spent billions of dollars on this game. Um,
with a B.
would you risk it, Mav? If you was them?
I
Like
mean, it depends on what shit condition it's in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Is it? People have faces, or they're like all skeletons and eyeballs, and or you
I
know what I
bet
mean? Like,
you
are people just randomly floating off into space do people pop in like a meter away from you when you're walking?
mm,
I don't know. It depends. Now, if
yeah.
there's like frame rate issues where the frame rate dips, I mean, half the damn games launch that way now
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
If there's like random bugs, like something happened in Spider-Man 2 where you turn into
Oh
a
my
sugar
gosh.
cube and fly around like that, then like, hey, that's gonna happen to a few people. It's gonna be a fun sugar cube mod or whatever. I think they'll live with something like that too. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm
It
envisioning it'll rain and the people will be dry, and then when it's sunny out, the people will look like they
will
walked
be
through a
wet.
storm. Just
And
weird
it's
stuff like
just
that.
sweat. It's just sweat. And when it's raining, they got umbrellas, Fuzzy. Just can't stand.
Yeah. I bet you it's in a stage because gameplay is probably it's been done. I'm sure. You got most mechanics is probably already in there, making sure the cops can come after you in the game. When you get 5 stars, they probably have done a lot of testing where, let's say, you go in a gas station, you kill somebody, making sure that the cops have AI pathing to that location. All those things, they've probably already have in there. What's probably the stuff that they're probably still working on is the online portions. I could see of missions when servers start to be flooded, making sure that kind of works like right now if possible. um I know they partnered up with 5M, so a lot of that's what I'm really excited to see, man. So the PC portions of GTA 5 is so much better than the console just because you can do a lot, you could do a lot more. It's essentially like you could basically role play in GTA 5. You could play as a cop if you wanted to. You can
Mhm.
have your own radio stations. You can you basically can arrest people. You can tie them up, basically like Red Dead Redemption, and put them in jail. It has its own jail system on the PC version where you can actually go to jail. You can like work out in jail. All this stuff is on the PC version, and I bet you those features are coming in GTA 6. So they're just probably to make sure all that works. Because now you're introducing all those mechanics possibly to the console version of GTA 6 this time around. It's going to be insane. Like, I don't think people realize how big GTA 6 is probably going to be. Especially when they do that, like that reveal trailer that they're so good at that. I remember when they did it for Red Dead, for GTA 5, when they start like, this is what you can do in GTA 6.
Yeah.
And they start showing like maybe the different perspectives, what you can do online.
I love those kind of trailers. Like,
Yeah.
In the world of GTA 6, we welcome you to what's it's, we welcome you. It's not San Andreas. That's Miami, but it's like
it's what the heck?
Vice
Miami?
Vice City.
Vice City. Yeah.
Vice City, yeah.
In GTA 6, we welcome you to Vice City. In our version of Vice City, we're taking you further than we've ever been before.
Yeah.
You can
be
ride
like
the jet skis with real motion from real water. This isn't fake water. This is real water.
They do something with social media for sure, right? I think they hinted towards that.
Yeah.
More twerking people in cars. This is Miami, so they got to add more Miami-ness to it.
With real twerking animations. We went
we
went on set. We went on site to real twerkers across the United States and captured many different animations.
Some have BBLs.
We sent the animation team to Miami to capture some twerking, and they stayed longer than we
planned. But
we planned about a week of shooting, but they ended up taking 3 months. That's unfortunately why the game has been delayed to 2026. It's due to the twerking.
You got to do the research.
Well, all these extra bills for hotels and strip clubs.
They said, we just have to capture the spirit, the authenticity of Vice City here in Miami.
It's gonna be insane, man. I'm really excited for GTA 6. I'm also 50-50. Like, I'm in the boat where right now more likely thinking it'll land just because of investor things, but it's such a big game where I'm sure the investors will be like, listen, this is what GTA 5 made. It's probably going to make that much. So y'all be happy. We're going to delay it one more year. I can see that happening too. So we'll see what they end up doing.
Just picture the third party developers and publishers that are like, is it going to make it? Do we delay our game? Do we launch our game? Should we move up the launch for the game so it's a month ahead of GTA? What do we do?
Yeah. I would I seen someone in chat saying like if GTA misses, Fable will make the game of the year. That'll be dope. I hope it misses, and then I could say I worked on a game of the year game.
Yeah. Put that on your
my resume.
Your LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. I want to talk about that game one day.
Kate just wants to make sure she has the ability to run a bath salts empire.
I hope so. Like the PC portions, if they introduce basically what was in the GTA 5 PC version, like in the mods that people added and stuff into the console version, then yes, you can definitely run a bath salts empire.
Well, that makes me wonder also how they're going to handle GTA Online, right? Because people have so much invested in like characters that they've been working on for like years and years, and like Kate was talking about the empire, whatever. Like she has multiple criminal empires that she runs in GTA Online and stuff. So but going into if it's like brand new from the scratch, which it should be because it's in Vice City and all this other kind of stuff, like you're starting off fresh with all that. It's going to be interesting to see how that's handled and what the transition is for the actual GT Online community, right? Because I know that's going to probably take off, but you got to have a lot of stuff there to get some of these people that live in GTA Online just move over automatically like that too, because that's one of the reasons obviously the game keeps selling so well, is for all that stuff that you're talking about, right? I mean, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna sell like crazy, but I just wonder how the GTA Online numbers are gonna work compared to
Yeah.
5 to 6. You know?
I think they're going to do the minimum to entice you with the new game. Like they'll probably
Yeah.
do like what they did with from 4 to 5, where you could take your old character or characters from within the game, and that could be the parents to create your current character's face and stuff like that. Or they'll make it where if you've bought ultimate editions in the past, you buy the ultimate edition this time, you get a house and a extra car and some extra clothing to start. Maybe a million to start off kind of thing, but they'll just threaten to close the GTA 5 online servers. They'll be like, "Oh, we're going to sunset those. Say goodbye. Have a party with your player before you move it over to 6, or if you move it over to 6, maybe part of your Empire cash, like you can take 1 million from your Empire over to the next game. That'll probably be the most generous that they'll be if they're even that generous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want
that's a good point.
to move forward to the Game Awards again a little bit because this is our last show before our co-stream of the Game Awards on Thursday. And yes, everybody, we will be co-streaming the Game Awards here on Fun Speculation as we do every year. Kind of a special edition PM in the PM. We'll be going live around normal time, I think, because I think the show, I don't know exactly. We'll go live an hour before the actual Game Awards starts. Whenever that is. Because I haven't looked at the times yet. But that's when we'll be going live on Thursday. So if you want to watch it with us, come hang out. We'll have a blast. Pong and I will be here. I don't know who else is going to be here for sure yet. I know it's 3-Bit and Psycho's birthday that day. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys got some plans and you're going to be pretty busy.
No plans.
No plans?
I don't know. We'll see. I never really plan my birthdays like on the day. Like it's usually such a spontaneous thing. Like, hey, let's go laser tag or let's go to dinner or
Laser
something like
tag.
that.
How old are you?
Hey, I'll go laser tag, and when I'm 70, I'll keep doing it.
Right on, dude.
But no,
I
I
would
don't
too.
have any plans. But hopefully, I can drop by. You guys,
Yeah, man.
we'll see what we end up doing.
Yeah, love to have you. Fuzzy, love to have you. And anybody else and the Fun Spec fam, you never know who's going to pop in and watch with us. But yeah, it should be a fun show for some reveals, right? The awards are what they are. I do like seeing the actual creators get recognized, and I like seeing them be excited about winning things, right? So I like that aspect of it. As far as the credibility of the award show in general, with all the issues I have with the categories, with certain kinds of games being included as other kinds of games being omitted, and also just the fact that other games get excluded based on timing. I have my issues with the legitimacy of it as an award show, a meaningful award show. However, it's always a fun spectacle to watch, right? It's good to see the developers that didn't win things be really happy about it. But also the announcements are just what it's all about, right? So we're gonna have some fun with the co-stream there, and yeah, maybe we'll see as if you see in the thumbnail, maybe Jeff Keighley will come out full PlayStation swag and have his Kratos beard on with his Aloy hair and holding his little Kojima. And shout out to Kate for making that. I absolutely love it. But overall, we can expect a lot of different games to get recognized. But I am curious about the announcements. Now, we did hear today, again, which he alluded to already, but good old Cocaine Randy, who spent plenty of time there and probably in the Vice City as well, did say Borderlands 4 will be at the Game Awards, right?
Nice.
So looking forward to that. Borderlands fans, any of you?
I had a weird road to liking Borderlands. Like I played a little bit of Borderlands 2. I skipped the first one. And I really vibed with 2 a little bit on the Xbox 360. I never like beat it or anything like that. I would play sometimes co-op with some friends or something like that, but never got too far with it. But always dig the style and everything. Then Tales of the Borderlands came out, and I loved it. I love Tales of Borderlands, and so that made me like the universe way
Right.
more than I would have if I just played the second or third game. So then I went back and then I played Borderlands 3 a little bit more than 2, but I still haven't beat that one. This is too many dang games. But yeah, I'm excited to see that. I know Mafia they said it would be there as well. So
Yeah.
excited for that.
What Mafia Old Country, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be awesome to see that. So
And I just beat the first one this year. So
yeah,
it's gonna be really cool.
it's
fresh in my
a
brain.
great franchise. It'd be cool playing in Italy, like Mafia with that franchise now. Pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
So I want to get to a tweet from Jez. He tweeted this today in response to a tweet he made a couple days ago. A couple days ago, he just made a tweet that says, "Oh boy, Jeff Keighley cooked." And today he followed that up with what he's expecting. So the reason I bring up Jez is because he tends to know things, and he a lot of times sets reasonable expectations for things based on what he knows. Right? Not saying that um he's spoiled the whole he knows the whole show, or I have no idea, right? I didn't catch him in Rand's show this week, so I'm not sure exactly how much he knows from it, but this is what Jez Corden from Windows Central said to what he's expecting at the Game Awards. He said, this was the most interesting for me, and maybe he's trying to put out these expectations just so Xbox fans are aware, right? Not a ton from Xbox first party studios, pending Xbox's own dev direct in quarter 1, which would follow the same pattern as the last couple of years where they have a quarter 1 dev direct, right? I think like both of them were in January last couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last year though, we still did get the Blade announcement, right? Now rumors were very recently going around and I can't remember all the sources from this. I remember Special Nick was one of them, that South of Midnight was going to get a release date at the Game Awards, and that release window would be for March, which would also fall in line with our speculation before about South of Midnight and the potential release window for that as
Yeah.
well. With getting the documentary that they just had and everything, it kind of makes sense that it would be earlier next year. It is surprising it would be so soon after Avowed. But remember, Avowed got pushed into that window, right? So it wasn't necessarily always planned, but obviously Xbox would have already had other stuff planned for 2025 as well, which we already know Doom, the Dark Ages, and Fable. But what we don't know is what else is planned for next year from Xbox. So he says, but not a ton from Xbox first party studios, pending Xbox's own dev direct in Q1. So what does not a ton mean? Does that mean we're going to get 1 or 2 or whatever? Not sure. Oh, now Nick chimes in the chat, says, starting to wonder if the South of Midnight thing's been pulled because of the Exodus leak.
Because of the what?
Because the other person that had put it out there was Exodus One TV. I think it's Exodus One TV or something. And he's been doing some leaks and stuff the last year or two. But yeah, he was the other one that had the South of Midnight information out there. So now Nick's saying maybe that was pulled. But like if they pulled that, then they would when would they show the trailer with the release date? Save that for the dev direct. But if they have other plans for the dev direct, that was why I thought they did the documentary when they did, right? Because they had other plans for the dev direct. So it would have made sense to do the release date at the Game Awards if it's earlier next year. Because you already did your
especially with all the
documentary.
eyes on it at the Game Awards.
Yeah, it would prop it up a little bit. But if they don't have South of Midnight there, then what else would be there at the Game Awards?
OD,
I
maybe?
think they show up with something. OD?
Yeah.
That could be cool. I mean, Keighley and, Kojima have a thing going on. So makes sense for it to be here, but
It'll be announced after a new podcast.
at this point, yeah, because I know when they essentially did the Death Stranding Xbox thing, that was a shock for everybody, but I think it was kind of gearing up for people to start paying attention to Kojima's studios a little bit more and start having like plan 1, plan 2, plan 3 up until next year. Start hitting some marketing dates for some people, so I could see OD being there. But just saying no makes me wonder if it's been pulled from TGA's. No
Yeah.
to what? What is he saying? No
He
to?
did South of Midnight. Yeah, I didn't know Jez said no to that, but like Jez said, like not a lot from first party, unless so Jez said something else specifically regarding South of Midnight that I didn't see. And it clarified for clarification that I don't even know how to say his name. It's like Ecstasy's
I've
leaked it.
never
I was
heard
simply
of.
corroborating that I heard the same. Right on. Like,
Oh,
appreciate
I
that.
never heard of him.
Yeah, he had some other leaks that happened that turned out to be true before.
Yeah.
So don't know the legitimacy of what, but it's going to be interesting to see. Weapon X, thanks, man. I'm recording the game. Appreciate it. Thanks for the heads up, though. No, I'm just, I don't. Yeah, cool. Just don't tell me the results. Appreciate it, though. Yeah, so man, South of Midnight. If it's not South of Midnight, what else could it be? Like, what else could we get? Fable?
Contraband?
Contraband? But like when he says
It's
not
been
a
a while.
lot from first party, is that setting expectations that maybe there is some first party stuff there that it's not that the bigger?
Yeah, you could take
game?
that 2 ways, right? You could take it like there's
Like, because last year there was not a whole lot there, but Blade was there.
some bangers.
It was OD and Blade. So
Yeah.
So it's
if we get
Sony.
a 2 for again, one being like a third party partner thing or second party partner thing and a first party deal, I could see that being the case. But we haven't heard Contraband in a while, so I think Contraband is prime for the showing.
You think the Wu-Tang game would be shown here? I feel like that would be a good place to show it.
Yeah.
Like you have a bigger stage. It would show it better here than the Dev Direct, I would think. Because a lot of people love Wu-Tang. I don't know. We know they're working on it. Unless that stuff, but this could be a good stage.
It would be good to like.
What did I say, Nate? I didn't say anything. Liar.
Funny thing, it would be like, okay, like I think the Game Awards is a great stage for stuff that you also have planned going other places, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was high on the ZeniMax Online game potentially being shown there, because that would be a multi-plat release. And also you would think that they would want the kind of eyes that the Game Awards would have on something that's going to be a massive multiplayer type game, right? So the Game Awards announcement works for something like that. But Jez is like dampening my expectations with something that, because that'd be a pretty damn big announcement, right? So it's interesting what Jez said there, because, you know, besides 2022, they've had something big at the Game Awards for like the last 4 years, right? 2022 is like the exception to the rule. They've shown Perfect Dark there. They've shown Hellblade 2 there a couple times. They showed Blade there last year. They announced the damn console there, the Xbox Series X there, right? So overall, they usually show up. Even last year when they had the Dev Direct in January, they still showed up and announced Blade.
Yeah.
So like expectations are all over the place. But also Jez said lots of epic multi-plat reviews. So I think this is where Jez is saying Keeley cooked.
Do we see the World of Warcraft console version here then?
Well, because Jez is excited, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like some massive multi-plat third-party game going to be shown, right? Something really exciting. Again, my mind goes all over the place. Did he actually did he get GTA 6 for the Game Awards?
He would almost have to pay them as opposed to them paying him.
Yeah, it's
But
like
I
how much did
I
you pay
bet
him?
you there would not be a fee set to 2K or Take-Two for the reveal for GTA 6.
Yeah, because that would be big.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta charge you for the spot, you know?
Like, no, we'll open up the show. We'll cancel all these awards because it's not even an award show, anyways. We will make sure you have a spot.
Yeah. In fact, we'll give you Game of the fucking Year this year. Why not? I mean, we're already talking about retroactively changing it next year, even if you launch after the deadline. But hey, we'll give you 2024's Game of the Year. Well, it was Astrobot. Fuck Astrobot at this point. Sorry, Sony.
Who's Astrobot? Throw him out the window.
GTA 6 Game of the Year 2024 ain't even out yet. I don't care. I'm Jeff Keighley. This is what it took to get them here.
He's like, hey, Sony's like, we had a deal.
No fucking rules here. You never know what could happen at the Game Awards. GTA 6 would be crazy, right? But if not that, then you got some other exciting potential third-party stuff still. So I'm gonna throw it out there. Splinter Cell actually shows up for the first time in forever. And I'm trying to think about things that would make Jez excited. I don't know if he cares about Splinter Cell or not. I don't know if he's a Splinter Cell.
I mean, Wonder Woman is still absent. WB has been working on that for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I'm so Xbox. I'm of course, really excited for whatever they might have here. Just considering the amount of things they have in the works. Who knows what the heck Everwild looks like? Maybe they'll do another Halo tease. Maybe Wu-Tang, Contraband. Maybe we'll get an update on what Ninja Theory is possibly working on, because we know they had another project outside of Hellblade 2. Was it Project Mara? But I'm also I'm curious. I know Sony has not been showing up as much these past few years, but now I think they'll finally reveal the updates to Wolverine that might be here.
Yeah,
and possibly like Naughty Dog. We've been hearing like rumors of that game and what it is, like some post-apocalyptic type game or something like that. I don't know. That maybe that's here. Maybe hopefully it's not a concept art. We get to see some stuff from it. But I could see on the Sony side, maybe they show up with. I could see three things for Sony. I could see them showing maybe a teaser to that project, Wolverine gameplay, or further like a new trailer for Ghost of Yute or something. That's for the Sony side. The Xbox side, I'm trying to think about why Jez would say that, like only smaller.
Yeah, he said specifically. Oh shit, he said specifically, not a lot from Xbox first party. So that doesn't. But he said not a ton from Xbox first party studios.
But that could be a big game, or that can mean a couple things like.
But this is just also what he's expecting. I don't know. He said without hard spoilers, so I think he's putting out there that he like maybe knows some stuff, right? Yeah. But it's also just his own expectations, right? So I don't know if he knows the whole show or what.
That's what Alvin was saying. Like Jez has a taste for like World of Warcraft and different games like that, where you get super hyped for certain things, which you should, but a big game to him maybe is not a big game to us. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely eats weird things. Down to Jess.
Yeah. Xbox first party could show anything. Like really, they could.
Yeah.
Like again, my mind's around these third party games now, though. You know,
Yeah,
I
if
think
it's like a small amount, then I mean, Xbox just has so many studios. They could just be like, I suppose we have something we can show. Like they have so many studios at this point. If it's like a smaller announcement, maybe this is where we get the Game Pass drop for something like Call of Duties. Maybe this could be the show that happens as well.
I see. I
Yeah.
think Keeley would almost be like, "Nah, you're not doing that here."
It's like this doesn't benefit PlayStation.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have too much Game Pass talk at our game.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll see.
what
Yeah.
about Mass Effect and first trailer for the new Mass Effect on the heels of Dragon Age Veilguard releasing?
Oh yeah, they did have a trailer from it. I completely forgot
Yeah.
Mass Effect was being made. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yeah, I remember that did
I
the
mean, they'd still
trailer
be years
last year?
away, but they may want to try and keep the conversation.
But when was that last trailer?
It
Like, where
was.
did
Like
it?
a year or so ago.
Oh no, it was more than that. It
2
was. It
years
was
ago.
like maybe 3. I can't remember. It was 2 or 3 years ago, I think, because
Who's
it was like we're still making a Mass Effect thing, and here's the aura,
yeah?
right?
Mhm.
I remember
Um,
that teaser. Yeah, I guess if it was like 2-3 years ago, it could be time for like an update
yeah,
just to
I'm not.
remind
I'm not
people.
saying like, hey, this is coming soon or whatever, but like we got a Dragon Age Veilguard trailer or Dragon Age 4 trailer like 3 years ago.
Mm,
And I remember they were like, "We're gonna be at the Game Awards this year," and we're all looking forward to it. Or it was maybe a Summer Game Fest or whatever, and we're all looking forward to. Oh yeah, they're gonna be there. And it was like this generic trailer that didn't mean a damn thing and had nothing to do with anything. And we're like, "What the fuck was that?" The whole Dragon Age
yeah.
community was disappointed and about it. And now the game doesn't look anything like that trailer whatsoever. But
Honestly, if I was a game developer right now, I would not be dropping any dates for next year. I don't care if people want it. I don't care if I know the date or
oh,
if the
that's a
team knows
good
the date.
point. Unless it's like early in the year,
Yeah,
like
unless it's
right.
really early,
Yeah,
I
because
wouldn't drop a
they're
date.
not making. I know GTA 6 isn't probably the
Yeah,
first half, right?
yeah, I
So
would not drop a date. If it goes past a half year or whatever, I'll be like, nah, you guys. Even if it's coming, I'm not telling you because I would want the freedom to move around GTA. Which a lot of I think there was like an article about that where a lot of publishers like, yeah, we're waiting for GTA 6, which
the
is
whole
smart.
conversation cycle is going to be dominated by that game
Yeah,
for like about a month before it comes out until the next 10 years after it releases.
yeah. We should do a
Plus,
story on like the game that releases next to GTA, and then we should talk about that
well,
game.
like I think there's room for like some other just random game because like everything else is going to be so cleared out of the way. That like
Yeah.
somebody may like, are we gonna be the ones? Or are we gonna be the ones to do it? And it's like playing chicken with all the other companies to see who is gonna release like a week or two before GTA 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like somebody will get the balls to say, well, it, we believe in ourselves. We're not competing with the same audience, you know.
I
Um,
hope that works out for them, whoever
yeah,
whoever that is. Because I mean, if you're a different enough game, if you're like I don't know, a motorcycle game or something.
there's motorcycles in GTA 6.
Oh yeah, true. If you're like I don't know, if you're some RPG
RPG
dragon,
mechanics in GTA 6.
well, dang, just don't do it.
Every genre is covered.
It's
Well,
really hard.
there's one game. Excuse me. There's one game that could possibly try to go toe to toe with GTA.
COD?
Mm-mm.
No.
The developer or the main guy that left Rockstar years back. Elsewhere, although Elsewhere looks like it's more of like a Fortnite world, but they have this Mind's Eye game that is like photorealistic as well, that they've only had like one trailer for.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So that
I
it's been, I would say, in development for at least 5 or 6 years at a minimum, if not longer. So it should be time to see some more of it.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that game.
Nissa
Oh,
says
isn't
there
the
are
Arc
no cozy
Raiders?
game mechanics in GTA.
Is Arc Raiders coming out next year?
I hope so. I know they had a recent beta thing that they did a test on not too long ago, but
There was a trailer for that recently. They
Yeah.
showed like
Yeah.
a gameplay like deep dive on it. So I don't think that would show up.
Oh. Well, yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky to know because, like, you run the risk of announcing. I mean, as long as you don't put the release date on your game, there's a couple games that could show up here. I want to know, like, this needs to be the year for Everwild. Like, come on,
Yeah, that'd be cool.
it
Finally
needs to
seeing
be here.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be yeah, Nate Dogg says Judas. That's a good one. What about Silk Song? Hollow Knight Silk Song finally show up at a show again.
be about time.
Yeah, yeah, that too. That needs to show up. There's certain games like we need updates on, like we haven't seen in a while. Like this will be a good show for OD. This will be a good show for Everwild. On Project Mara as well. Like this could be a good thing to kind of show here, even if it's a smaller kind of tech demo-y game. I don't know what Project Mara is turning into. Like I bet you once they finish Hellblade, they probably learned a lot to put into Project Mara, and they're probably turning it into a bigger game. We'll see what they end up doing with that, but yeah, a lot of games that they need to update on. Wu-Tang game, need to know if that's real.
Yeah.
I
I
want
want
to
to see
that.
Contraband, man.
Yeah, I do want to see Contraband.
Like that was Avalanche, and we got an early look at that trailer for that a few years back, and at the
Yeah,
time
James
rumors
Bond game. Isn't that
IO, yeah, IO
IO?
Interactive Bond. That'd be a cool one.
That was revealed how long ago? Like 3 years ago? 2 years?
Maybe two. I'm not sure.
No, not long enough. If
Alvin,
it's like 3, then it's like a maybe. If it's a 4, then it's like, ooh, yeah,
yeah.
it's about that time. If it's like 2, it's like,
Alvin hit us with a $2 super chat. It says Switch 2 launch GTA week. It would be just fine.
Switch. So
What would GTA be playable on the Switch 2? I doubt it, right? Because the Switch 2 is supposed to be between a. People are saying between a like PS4 Pro and a Series S docked.
yeah, so he's saying if the Switch 2 launches on the same week as GTA, it'll be fine. Is that what he's kind of saying?
That's probably about the only thing
Yeah.
that would do well.
Yeah.
What launch games does the Switch 2 have?
Everything
It
that
could
was a
launch.
launch game on the Switch, the original Switch.
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe another Mario Part, like at this
Mario
point, I
Kart
don't know.
finally get a new game. You could have
Well, another Mario Kart that would sell
yeah.
a lot. What are we on now? 9?
No, I think the one we're playing is still the updated, like re-release version of the Wii U one. There are 8, right?
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to the people out here. We are not Switch people. We could be
Yeah,
wrong.
I think so.
Maybe because I don't think they'll do another Smash Bros. Right?
Oh, they eventually they'll do another Smash Bros, another Mario Kart, another Mario, another Zelda, another one of those, or for sure, right?
If they do another Smash Bros, I would probably get that day one too.
They just had Tears of the Kingdom, so I wouldn't anticipate a new big Zelda game anytime soon, right?
No, it'll be a remaster.
Yeah,
they'll go the Sony route.
I mean, Metroid, Metroid Prime 4 is going to be one of the games they push with it, but I didn't really like the revealed trailer for that game.
Yeah,
It looked
There's not a lot of Nintendo games that appeal to me, but it appeals to a lot of people. So that would be that's something you can launch near the GTA. And I would even think Rockstar is probably gonna put that GTA 6 on the Switch.
Yeah, I don't know if
If
they
I don't know
could.
how much it could fit. It would probably look like a pixelated mess, but I don't know.
It looked like
If it's
Minecraft.
that's what I'm picturing right now. But with I know the tech that's in there is probably like a PS4, so they could probably do some things. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard for me to tell with Nintendo. They really don't care about
Yeah. I
graphics.
mean, I do expect the Switch 2 to have a lot more third-party games on it because there's a lot of games that still come out for cross-gen now. So if
Mhm.
games are being able to run PS4 and Xbox One, they'll be able to run the Switch 2, sure, right? So I expect there a lot of these games coming out to be on the Switch 2 that used to skip.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know, like new ones that are current gen only, like on Series X and S and PS5. I don't know if those would make the Switch 2 as well. If anything, it's funny, the Series S gives it its best chance because we're already optimizing for the Series S, like, we can, like, just maybe
Yeah. It'll
lower some
people
resolution
blame
and
the Series
yeah.
S, but it might help here.
Yeah, and then, they're gonna they'll put shit out on the Switch, like, 500p or 480p and stuff, so, like, Switch 2, maybe they'll get away with some stuff like that too, I'm not sure. Spartan661 with the $5 super chat says, "What if Xbox leaves Jeff's TGA show high and dry and presents their new stuff at the award shows that actually matters? Game of the year should be special. FPS 5 Pro."
Here's the thing, Spartan
Hey,
six
Spartan.
six one. That pettiness that you have inside of you, I also have.
Mhm.
Um, and with like how the gaming industry treats certain things, certain publishers and stuff like that. Unfortunately, Phil does not have that pettiness that I wish he had or has. Now that not to say like if this is a lighter Xbox show, um, depending on how you want to phrase Jez's quote, um, then yeah, I mean, I Xbox has the capability to have their own E3 shows and have days. Like day one is Bethesda, day two is Activision, day three is Halo Studio. Like they could literally have their own E3.
Well,
Obviously,
pretty
like
much they do because nobody else does anything for that time of year anyway at this
yeah,
point.
like they if they really want to, they're like, okay, screw you, Jeff. We're gonna have our own shows, which is pretty much what happened with E3 to begin with, right? That would just be another cycle of like, let's do our own show. I mean, that's how we're in the position we're in right now with the Game Awards. Like, we had an E3 where they all competed and they all said, screw you. Now we're kind of almost back in this weird format of like the Game Awards being a mini E3 kind of with all these publishers kind of coming back. But yeah, as much as I want him to be that petty, I don't think he's gonna do it. We'll see though.
Yeah, I mean, the at the end of the day, like, the Game Awards has a massive audience,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And it's also you're trying to, like, whenever everybody's like, "Oh, just fuck Keeley, fuck his show, fuck him." Like, like, yeah, okay.
I'm like that too.
At the end of the day, right? Like, Xbox and Microsoft still running a business, and you're trying to attract customers that you don't already have as well, right? So, like, obviously, the Xbox showcases are going to be watched heavily still, but they're also going to be watched by a lot of Xbox fans and not as much by people that don't care about the games that they have or the brands. So, when you announce a game at something like the Game Awards, you're you're putting it in front of PlayStation fans' eyes, in front of just PC gamers fans' eyes, in front of Nintendo fans' eyes. You're putting it in front of the entire industry and people that are fans of games in general. And plus, is just because it's one of the biggest events in years in gaming. You also have a lot of people just watch it because it's an award show and it's fun to watch and see these what happens with a gaming event like this. Like you have a lot of people watch this stuff. So you announce a game at an event or a show like this because you're uh, reaching eyes that you don't already have, right? You're getting people to feel like, oh, what the fuck's that game? You know, like how many times have we seen these reaction videos of people like when Perfect Dark was announced? This happened to at the Game Awards. Oh fuck, that looks fire! Holy shit! Yes! Oh, it's on Xbox. Like I remember seeing those videos. Like it was funny as hell,
especially
right?
with Blade.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta get this fucking game. Hell yeah. Oh, I remember playing this shit back in the day. Oh shit. Oh, wait. That's only on Xbox. You know, like that's. But you know, the more you keep having those games show up, people are like, oh shit, I gotta pay attention to this, right? I gotta make sure I have a way to play that game because it's become a game that everybody's talking about, right? So, you know, it's good for Xbox to do that. But if they don't, you know, it's just because they have other plans at this point. They've been doing a lot of marketing on their games recently in multiple different ways. Um, so who knows exactly what their approach is going to be? But I would say also the Dev Direct thing is awesome that they do that. Game Awards is still going to get way more eyes.
Yeah, which is you got to play a little bit of politics on that one.
I love new game announcements at the Game Awards, and then I like follow-ups at like the Dev Directs or like I like the big new game announcements at big shows, right? Because you're inviting people to get hyped for a brand new thing.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll have our co-stream here on Thursday, and I hope you guys come along for the ride and watch it with us. We'll be having a blast, hanging out, and always lots of jokes and fun watching some of the shenanigans at the Game Awards. That's for damn sure. So I'm expecting it to be a fun.
See Pong in the suit. Bring the suit back.
Oh, you think Pong? Yeah, we'll wonder if Pong brings a suit this time. Good old Reverend Pong.
Yeah.
Let's see, let me bring this up, and we do have one more segment here on FSP, and it's called here we go, tidbit. All right, everybody, this is Tidbits, the segment where we look ahead at the games releasing for the week. And yeah, you see right off the bat, big one here, Indiana Jones.
Let's go.
Yeah. Every good story is true in one way or another.
I forgot to ask you, are you guys playing in cinematic mode, or are you playing in the widescreen?
Widescreen.
Dr. Jones. So what I'd like to do,
$69.99 or part of your subscription of Game Pass Ultimate. Coming to Series X and S and PC today, and the blue thing sometime spring of 2025.
Sometime. Could be June, early June.
He stole something from me, and I mean to find out why.
A lot of people were running with the 3 months later thing, you know?
And I believe Emmerich
But like, I was
Voss
like,
is
spring doesn't
responsible.
necessarily mean it's going to be like the second
So
to
this
turn
great
spring,
circle, they
right?
think it's a conduit.
Which that would have
kind
still
of
been
power,
like
correct?
That's
4
where I'm
months
at right
later.
now.
Boss certainly does.
So I'm thinking it's 6 months.
He believes it'll
After
secure
Yeah.
his place in
Probably.
history.
Yeah, I'm figuring earliest is May, but it might even be later than that.
A circle must be complete to what? There's always a trigger.
Oh, I can't wait till I get to these sections. Let's go.
good luck, Indy.
Good luck, Indy.
Legends say these relics hold a force that could change the course of
Who plays
history.
the girl? Is that what she looks like?
I don't know.
Powers beyond your control.
I noticed a lot of the actors
You should know by now.
are real people.
I am always in control.
You're good at this, Mr. Jones.
I know enough to get me into trouble.
Oh, that was the freaking puzzle I was stuck on.
Yeah.
I hated
The
that.
trailer gave you the answer.
Just spin it some more. Spin it. You know.
Yeah. I was so. I was trying to push it up. I didn't know you had to do it across.
Don't you want to know what this is all about?
You're damn right I do.
Troy Baker did an excellent job on this game.
So good.
Yay! I already know that's the best trailer of Tidbits this week.
Yep, it goes downhill. I haven't seen it.
Game
But
Pass.
we'll see.
Right, this next one is Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 Remastered.
So,
On
Raziel,
Take it
PS4,
back.
PS5,
Here we are,
Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and
I knew your
PC.
every intention before
Current
you
price is $26.99. Coming this Tuesday.
Okay, it's been a long time
You
since
have
I've played this
released a multitude of horrors on this world.
I get the
You have
feeling
strayed from your
if
purpose.
you want to
And
see
now
a
behold
new
the result.
version of this game, please buy this remastered. Because they're probably using that as a test, test case to see the interest in it.
game. Yeah.
This was Night Dive Studios also, right? How do they crank out these remasters? Like, there's so many that they do.
You are mine for eternity. You have always been and
I
will
think it was a couple of
always
years, it
be
seems like.
my soul reaver.
I was like always fascinated with like
There are
going
fates
back and
worse than
finding the
death,
original
Raziel.
game, like the source codes for that. Like, I wonder what that process is like. Very cool. What was this one?
Oh, this one is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch and PC this Tuesday for it normally goes for $34.99, but if you have either Game Pass or if you have PS Plus, you can pick it up for $29.74.
Here you go, 3 bits to beat them up.
Yep, I'll be there. You guys don't know I love beat 'em ups.
Is this a Game Mill game?
Whoa.
I'm not sure if it's Game Mill or not.
I can see how this will end. Woo! Join in the party.
Nice.
Goldar.
He does that in the movie.
I'm digging the music, bro.
Yeah, this looks like a freaking blast.
That's enough out of you.
This says Luke from Xbox Ancient Past. What did he say about it? Did he like it?
Yeah, was he digging it? December 10. Oh, it's out
Game Mill.
tomorrow.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, this next one is kind of a special case. It is Monument Valley 3, coming to Netflix Gaming this Tuesday. It requires a subscription to their gaming stuff, and you can, to my understanding, only play it on mobile. So you have to have your cell phone, you have to have a Netflix account, and then add it through the Play Store or the iOS store to your phone.
Yeah, I have the Netflix 4K thing, which comes with the game thing, so I can play games on my TV. I've never tried it, but I've always wanted to play this game. I think I've seen it in an episode of House of Cards. The president was playing it, and it was the second one though. Maybe. Very cool.
This says Luke liked it, but there are flaws.
An exclusive Netflix game. Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They have some good games on there.
What the heck? That's so weird. Interesting.
Next one.
All right, this next one is The Spirit of the Samurai, coming to PC this Thursday for $29.99.
It's like stop
Whoa,
motion.
this is a side?
Yeah.
Ooh.
The cat's out of place. I don't like the cat.
Wait, what the heck? What am I looking at?
Get rid of the cat.
Is it like stop motion-y or?
Yeah, it's like stop motion graphics. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. My only worry is like, you know, like that it's not as responsive when you're like hitting, like it doesn't feel satisfying. Because I see some of the animations feel kind of slidey, but that looks super unique.
Why is the cat bothering me so much? I can't.
All right, this next one here is Romana, coming to PC this Friday for $4.99. Nice little roguelike bullet hell kind of game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it
Like a Brogato
co-op?
/ like Vampire Survivor.
Yeah.
Prince Green says I won this game for free and they gave me a poster. The game is like Trek to Yomi. It's responsive. The demo's on Steam. Nice. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was my only worry. So thanks for
The final battle of
calming
Fairy
that down.
Tale is
Looks
about
cool.
to begin.
Let's go, Happy.
Oh,
Aye, sir.
Relive
this
the
one
fantastic
is Fairy Tale
Empire
2
arc from
coming
the
to Switch
anime
this
Fairy Tail
Friday.
in this action
Or,
RPG.
well, actually, they don't have a price, so I'm wondering if
Set
this
in
is
the
still
vast
set
kingdom of
for
Fiore,
release Friday.
Team Natsu prepares to finish
Typically,
their fight.
Nintendo's site usually lists a price if it's
Engage
on
in
track to
real-time
release.
battles,
So this
unleash
may
powerful attacks,
get a shadow
use
delay.
different kinds of magic based on who's in your party.
Man,
Work
that
together with
grass
your
was looking
teammates to
rough.
take down powerful enemies.
That's on the Switch, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Fairy
I haven't
Tail
figured out
2
grass yet.
launches on Nintendo Switch this winter.
Just color it green. It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Gotta rewatch Fairy Tale.
All right, this next one is Meat 2 Absolute Zero, coming to PC for $19.99. This one does look interesting.
Yeah, forgot about this.
Kiss the dust.
So what if Doom went this route instead of the route we went? Is pretty much what this game is.
Oh, that gun. Like,
I get the vibe of Saints Row meets Doom kind of thing.
Yeah. Meat. Was it Meat
all right,
2?
that was it.
Oh, I didn't know there was a first one. Hey. Okay, I
Dad, we
mistaken. That was
started
a
off
pretty
really strong.
Oh yeah, you got Indiana Jones, and then what was the other ones right after that? You had
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meat 2 looked cool.
I don't remember anything after that.
Fairy Tale and then
We had Monument Valley 3. Yeah.
Monument
Try
Valley.
that on Netflix if you got a subscription to their gaming stuff. For Nana,
That one game that looks like Trek to Yomi or whatever looked.
Oh, the Spirit of the Samurai.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That one. That would look pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Be interesting to try it. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to do it for the show this week. Hey, again, come hang out Thursday. And we'll be live an hour before the actual Game Awards. We'll be co-streaming, doing all the fun things there. Instead of PM in the PM, it's going to be a special edition. And who knows, you might see some of these familiar faces as well. But I hope everyone in the chat had a good time. If you did like the content here, hey, hit the like button, share it out, notification bell, sub to the channel, and appreciate all the support. Again, always appreciated, never expected here on our channel. But hey, Fuzzy Belvedere, tell everybody where they can find your rambles and rants, sir.
It's always awesome doing this podcast with you, Mav, and 3-Bit. Love doing this. Love interacting with the chat. Thank you guys for coming out. Greatly appreciate you guys sticking with us and, just giving us your feedback. Always appreciate it. And for my rambles and rants, everywhere on social media except for Facebook, just do a search for Fuzzy Belvedere. Or Fuzzy_Belvedere or Fuzzy Space Belvedere. You'll definitely find me. Looking forward to Thursday. I pencil me in for right now. I probably won't have anything else to do, and I was going to protest not watching the Game Awards, but it's like the announcements for the upcoming games. That's going to be the draw, and just hanging out with you guys. But look forward to Thursday as well as Friday night. Man, awesome time to be a gamer. Got some awesome games to play. Not enough time in the day. So hop on, Indiana Jones, Stalker 2, Flight Sim. I mean, the list goes on and on. The Rivals, Marvel Rivals. Yeah, there's a lot out there. So can't wait.
It's December and it keeps coming, man. And we don't have a big gap between now and February, which is insanely loaded also.
Yeah.
3-Bit, what about you, sir?
Everyone can find me on the bluest of skies at i3bit. I'm doing pixelated echoes every Sunday right here with Fuzzy Belvedere, and we're gonna do a special interview cast at some point. I've been trying to get the guy who did my vampire system. Great book, by the way, if you guys love games and vampires and both of that mixed together. Good book if you're just listening for like an audiobook to listen to. Planning on doing another interview with him now that he announced the next book is coming out. So I'm excited for that. But other than that, anything gaming related, you guys can follow me on Blue Sky and right on YouTube with Pixelated Echoes. Other than that, I'm on here every Monday, 9 p.m. And hopefully you guys, next time you guys see me, will be at the Game Awards. If not, because it's my birthday that day, we'll see you probably on Friday Ultimate. So we'll see. Appreciate y'all. Everybody in the chat, you guys are amazing. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Right on, bro. I appreciate you. Chat, you guys rock. Audio listeners, thank you as well for checking out the show, and leave a review on your favorite audio platform. It greatly helps people find us that way as well. Take it easy, everybody. See you Thursday, and then back Friday for Xbox Ultimate Podcast as well. We'll have a lot of fun discussing everything that we got to see on Thursday.
Yeah.
So looking forward to the week ahead. Take it easy, everybody.
Yep. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Yeah. Oh shit! Hold on. Here comes Spartan
at the end.
One at the end.
He's like, wait, as they're closing the doors. He's like,
as we're like, oh, let's bring it open for Spartan 661. Who just
yeah. Shout out to you.
Fun Speculation memberships.
He pulled the Indiana Jones.
Choo choo, choo choo, ha 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 ha.
He pulled that one.
No, the other one. No. Where he slides under the door, gets the hat. But
oh, okay. All right.
Choo choo.
Thanks, choo choo, motherfuckers. I appreciate it, Spartan 60.
Look at me, I'm 3-Bit. I'm the conductor. This is fun. Choo choo, choo choo.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. Peace out. Again, thank you. You guys are. Oh yeah. Here's the button. Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. I came to announce something to you guys to not do drugs and to stay in school. This is an FSP approved message.
Look at me, I'm 3-bit, I'm the conductor, this is fun. Choo choo, choo choo.
And there we go.